now is the time to lay down, sit up against a wall and get comfy. So I'm gonna give you a minute or so to gather any materials you might need and just really, again, get comfortable so that your body isn't distracting you from really diving into this meditation. And feel free to press pause here if you need to take a few minutes to do that and gather those items, and then you can come back to the meditation. So once you have gathered your items and you feel comfortable and you're either lying down or sitting up, I'm going to invite you just to close your eyes and begin by taking 3 to 4 really slow, deep breaths. And you want to take full belly breaths. So begin by inhaling into the belly and then into the chest and all the way up to the throat, and hold it at the top, and then slowly exhale for about a count of 4. And we're just allowing the breath to travel up slowly, in and out, and really allowing yourself to relax and become more and more comfortable. And so do that about 3 more times, breathing in really slowly, starting with the belly, breathing up through the chest and the lungs, holding at the top of the throat, and then exhaling slowly for about a count of 4. And really start to feel your body become more and more relaxed and more comfortable. Imagine yourself just sinking into the ground as if you have roots coming out of your seat, and feel really grounded and secure and connected. And then as you start to feel more and more relaxed, I would like you to use your imagination to imagine yourself sitting at a beautifully appointed dinner table. And you're about to have a 7-course meal that's going to take about 3 hours. And I'm going to tell you that your dinner guest, your only dinner guest, is the person on this planet who irritates you the most, who annoys you, who causes frustration just by walking into a room. And now you have to spend the next 3 hours in the 7-course meal across from this guest. And you have to be open and curious and just listen to what they say and kind of get through this meal. So when I tell you initially that you're going to be spending the next 3 hours of this long dinner with the person who annoys you most on the planet, where do you feel it in your body? Where does that initial reaction land? And what does it feel like? And if this feeling had a color associated with it, what color comes to mind? And if this feeling had a smell associated with it, what smell comes to mind? And if this feeling left a taste in your mouth, what would it taste like? And if this feeling had a temperature associated with it, what would that temperature be? And just sit in this feeling for a minute and feel it deeply in that place in your body. And this is your place of no. So this is the feeling that you get, and this is the place that you feel it when something intuitively is a no for you. This is your body's way of saying, this is not right, don't do this. And your body always knows best, and it will tell you first what the answer is for you. And so now I want you to kind of proverbially shake off that feeling. You walk out of that restaurant, that's over. Remind yourself, if you got a little bit exacerbated just in the experience of imagining it, that you are grounded and safe. And so let's take 2 clearing breaths again and imagine just breathing in clean, fresh air and light. And as you exhale, imagine exhaling out all of that frustration or the feeling that that experience brought up for you. And do that one more time. Really imagine breathing in clean, fresh air and light, letting it clear out your body. And as you exhale, you're releasing everything that that experience brought up for you. And now, with a clean slate, I want you to imagine walking into a beautifully appointed restaurant, or perhaps it's a picnic on the beach, but somewhere that's beautiful, somewhere that you would imagine like an amazing dinner setting. And now I tell you that you get to spend the next 3 hours and the next 7 courses with the person on the planet that lights you up the most. The person that you could talk to for hours or days on end, and when you're with them, hours and days go by like just minutes. The person that just really lights you up and makes you feel so good just by being around, and that you can't get enough of. You get to spend the next 3 hours with them. Where do you feel that in your body? And what does it feel like? And really spend a minute or so diving into that feeling and letting your whole body feel it. Let yourself be filled with what that feeling is and where you feel it, and let it light you up. And then I want you to imagine if this feeling had a color associated with it. What color would it be? And if this feeling had a smell that comes to mind when you think about it, what would that smell be? And if this feeling left a taste in your mouth when you thought about it, what would it taste like? And if this feeling had a temperature associated with it, what temperature would it be? And really allow yourself to bask in the feeling, and really direct your gaze and your attention to where you feel it in your body, and allow your senses to become immersed in it by thinking about the taste and the smell and the temperature. And then know that this is your place of yes. So this is the place in your body and what it feels like when your intuition is telling you to go for it, when it is a yes for you. And again, your body always knows first before your rational mind jumps into it. It's going to give you that signal, and this is where you're going to feel it when something is right for you. So just stay there for a few more seconds. And then before we come out of the meditation, our assignment to you is to understand the difference between your yeses and nos based solely on the feelings that they give you in your body. And we invite you to begin making decisions based just on those body responses. So ask yourself anytime there's a question posed to you or a situation you have to make a decision on, take a minute, breathe into it, and see where you feel that response in your body, and then make the decision based on that feeling. And there's no maybe involved in this. So we want you to understand that if it's not a yes, it's a no. And so in our self-care classes, we call this fuck yes and fuck no. So we all know what it feels like when something is a fuck yes that absolutely lights us up, and we know what it feels like when it's a fuck no. And we're eliminating the middle ground so that you can start to identify more and more what the yes and the no is. So from now on, in all areas of your life where you have independence in decision making, we're not encouraging you to tell your boss, fuck no if they tell you to go file some papers. But in every area that you have control over, where you can have that independent decision making, if something is not a fuck yes, and you'll know when it is, then it's a fuck no. Everything other than what lights you up and it's a fuck yes is a fuck no. And when you start making decisions based on that, you're making decisions that are in alignment with your intuition. And the more you do that, the louder it becomes and the easier your entire life gets. You begin to make decisions that are in your best interest. Your body is an entire network of all these amazing cells and mechanics, and your body always knows what's best for you before your conscious, rational, logic, overthinking mind jumps in. So this is a great exercise to get in touch with that intuition, to strengthen the loudness of that voice, to build trust in you, and from there really make decisions about what you want, so that we stop overriding it. Tension, stress, disease, anxiety, depression, many of those, if not all of them, come from us ignoring what our body's trying to tell us to do. And if our body's saying no, 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 run from this, and we don't, that voice gets quieter and quieter. And the more disconnected we are from it, the more angst, pain, internally and externally, stress, anxiety, and all of that stuff becomes in our lives bigger and bigger. So this is the exercise that is kind of the beginning of all the rest of it, but it's to strengthen and to enliven that intuition. So remember, if something is not a fuck yes, it's a fuck no. And every time you're thinking about something or asking yourself a question, or someone else is asking you about something or inviting you to make a decision, your body will always give a response. So take that moment to ask yourself where you feel it, and we invite you to start being bold and making decisions based solely on that, and then see where it takes you. So have an amazing evening. You can feel free to spend some more time in whatever comfy position you're in and kind of bring yourself back to the present moment. And we hope all of you have a great day, morning, evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are. So thank you and namaste.